Basically see, as Michael shows, that the area where Rob is, he is almost out of that very heavy rain and also that very heavy wind. So moving in through areas of Dularge, moving into areas of basically down toward Homa and Cocodrie, very heavy rainfall continues to move in those areas, and it looks like for the next 30 minutes, Dulac, Homa, Morgan City, Thibodaux.
Hello, No Sevens here. Hey, look, I just wanted to give you, to everybody who's tuning in for this sports update, this college update, I want to let you know that I am holed up at my house right now, and you can see the beautiful view. This is where I'm living at temporarily right now. I wish this could be my house, but it's just a little rental. But it is Hurricane Francine. And right now we're starting to get the feeder bands are starting to come through. So I'm going to do my college football, and you can start seeing the trees are starting to sway up there. Beautiful, beautiful backyard that I'm renting right now. But if you guys remember, in 21, I was doing a craps video for Hurricane Delta, and then of course Zeta is the one that wiped out my craps table. That was at the end of October 28th. But I just wanted to give you guys this update. It's raining outside, and that way you guys can say, hey, look, we got to see what a hurricane looks like, the feeder bands anyway coming through. The actual hurricane is going to hit New Orleans around 9 o'clock tonight, but I just want to give you guys a small little clip of what this looks like, and No Sevens beautiful little yard. It's 3 acres of land that I stay at this little rental property. So beautiful, beautiful property, and it will be forever a part of No Sevens YouTube community. So let's get on to sports betting. Hello and welcome to College Football Updates, Week 3, 2024. And I know I wasn't here for Week 2. I was away. I had some business to take care of for work and stuff like that. So old No Sevens couldn't do it. I tried, just couldn't find the time to make Week 2 happen. Hope you guys had the week of upsets for Week 2. Notre Dame, the biggest upset. Alabama, almost upset. I mean, we had some upsets happening. Arkansas, and what was it, Oklahoma State, almost an upset. Wow, some really great games last week that I couldn't get a hold of you guys, but hopefully everybody made money. Hopefully everybody had a great week. And this last week is 3-1. Awesome. LSU couldn't beat USC. Really disappointing. Glad I didn't go to Las Vegas. That ticket right there for the game, the airfare, and the hotel, just for that weekend, was $5,000. So I'm glad I didn't go to that. LSU couldn't pull it off. Once again, Brian Kelly cannot win an opening game for LSU. It's really haunting. All right. I really like this tripod. I mean, I can swivel this thing, move this thing up and down wherever I need to. I absolutely love this thing. Got it at Walmart. Really helpful. I've been needing this thing for a very long time. In fact, I loved it so much I bought a backup for it. All right. Week 1 and Week 2 notes, because like I said, I wasn't here, so I'm going to cover both. Max Johnson. Hey, look, I don't talk dirty about anybody, but Max Johnson breaks his leg. It's an unfortunate event. Mac Brown was really hurt about it. He really wanted to see Max Johnson perform. I guess Mac Brown now keeps his job because he doesn't have to worry about Max Johnson stinking up the locker room so much that he loses his job. So, unfortunate event that Max Johnson breaks his leg. Hopefully he can get out of the hospital soon. They say it's a really nasty break. I hope his career's not over. Whenever I make fun of somebody, I always make fun of them in light. I don't really wish any bad stuff on anybody. I like to be happy and positive. So hopefully Max Johnson can recover, go to the NFL, maybe play for a team, do whatever he does. Wherever he goes after college, hopefully he finds success and doesn't fire any more college football head coaches. All right, the major upset. Notre Dame, major upset. How about Notre Dame beats Texas A&M? Were they so high on emotions and everything else that when Northern Illinois they play, they just get dumbfounded? I mean, what was the final score? 16-14. I could not believe it that this team was projected by some to win it all, to beat Georgia, to beat Texas, to beat Oregon, to beat Ole Miss, to beat everybody, to be the national champion. Now, where do we put Notre Dame at? Is this the same old typical Notre Dame that, gives you a really big flash and a bang and then all of a sudden just fizzles out, kind of like a firecracker? Who knows? I know one thing. They're going to come out and they're going to play with their hair on fire this weekend. I guess they did too much celebration. And that is a real thing, no matter if it's Notre Dame or not. It's what really defines who a team is when they have a major victory, like they beat Texas A&M in Texas A&M. And can they get back to reality and play the next game like they need to? That's always the question. So, obviously, they're not there yet. That's what separates the good from the great. Texas, looking like the real deal. They go in there to Michigan. That was going to be my number one pick. I made it for my personal bet, and I put it in there for my charity pick. All the money and everything I'm doing this year is all going to charity. So I put it in there for my charity pick. So I'm really hoping to have a great season. Texas goes in there and just blows the doors off of Michigan. It looked like two totally different teams playing in that game. I mean, I'm really glad to see college football playing these great games in modern day, and we don't have to wait till bowl season to see these great games. Florida State, 0-2. Who would have thought this? Now they're asking for Mike Norvell to be fired. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, he played a great season last year. He's a great head coach. I said this before when DJ was at Clemson, that he is a coach killer, just like Max Johnson is, that he should have stayed in Oregon State. He has something going with the coach and everything else. You don't leave a successful situation to go put yourself in somewhere else. DJ had rough patches. He couldn't understand the playbook. It was too much for him at Clemson. He goes to Oregon State, really connects, really does a great job. Goes to Florida State, and it's just now become a dumpster fire for him. Not the team, for DJ. I mean, where do we go from here for Florida State? So that's what we're looking at right now. But I told you guys that Boston College plays Florida State, and they treat this as their college football championship game. They go in there, they don't care if they're haven't won a single game all season. When they play Florida State, it's on like Donkey Kong. All right, so I don't have a lot of time because I forgot to move some videos off of my phone. So we're going to pick this up. I got a lot of great games this week. I did a little bit more than normal, but to kind of catch back up on week 2. So let's go over. All right, we got the list. All right. So here we go. Hold on. Okay, so LSU -7 at South Carolina, 11 a.m. Game day is going to be here at South Carolina. I can't tell you the last time South Carolina had game day. It's been a while for them. Every time game day has hosted a home city, they've lost this season. Texas A&M, Michigan has always favored the visiting team. I kind of like LSU on this one. LSU has to win this game South Carolina is undefeated. LSU cannot go the rest of the season without a loss unless it's a huge, like, number one, number two team to keep on being in the playoffs. So I'm really not going to mince words. I think LSU, I think Garrett Nussmeier, I think the defense, I think everything is starting to click right now. So I really like the fact that the trend right now is that the visiting team, whenever game day is at a stadium that they host, always wins. So let's keep it up. I like LSU to win this game, and I think I like LSU to cover the spread on this too. So let's go ahead and do LSU -7, 11 a.m. kickoff. Look for it on game day. Going to be exciting to see the what do I have some of the South Carolina fans I talked to a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. Oh, they call them the kick-ass chickens. So, or the kick-ass cocks, whatever you guys call yourselves over there. So either way, LSU -7, lock it in. Let's go. I think they call themselves the ass-kicking chickens, if I remember correctly. When I talked to them about some of the alum I talked to over there. Okay. So next up is Michigan versus Arkansas State. Arkansas State is plus 23.5 points. It's also at 11 a.m. Michigan got embarrassed on national TV, and rightly so. I mean, they either didn't come prepared or they just, I don't know what happened to Michigan. I mean, I feel kind of bad for Michigan. I was expecting a closer game. They just got the doors blown off of them by halftime. I mean, it was already game over. I already turned pretty much, I was already looking for another game by halftime. I think Michigan is going to come out. They're going to correct a lot of mistakes. They're going to come out playing this game very pissed off and aggressive and just wanting to rip somebody's head off. And sadly, it's going to be Arkansas State that's going to come in as the human punching bag. And I like Michigan to win this game. I like Michigan to cover this game. I look for Michigan just to come out and just hold Arkansas State to almost 0 points until garbage time in the fourth quarter. So let's go ahead and lock it in. Michigan minus 23.5. And if this game goes over 25.5, I would fade this game a little bit. But at minus 23.5, I do like this. And like I said, I'm not going to break down these games a lot. I am running low on time, so I want to make sure I have enough video to cover everything because I got a lot of games to cover. So Michigan minus 23.5. All right, locked in. Next up is, I mean, I love this thing. I can just sit here and just pull it down like this, bring it up, bring it all over the place. Man, this thing is awesome. All right, next up is Notre Dame minus 10 at Purdue. It's a 2:30 p.m. game. It's on CBS. Like I said, I'll talk to you in detail about what happened with the upset. Really not a lot to break down. Notre Dame is also going to come out playing very aggressive, hair on fire, wanting to destroy something. If they don't come out and just wipe Purdue off of the football field, I'm trying to use an analogy or something else I was thinking of, but if they don't come out there and just wipe them off the football field and just dominate this game 40-0, then we really got to question Notre Dame's competitiveness as far as reaching the college football playoffs. They have everything is in front of them to win it. Now they need, already going into week 3, they need style points. They need to close out every single game. And what's so interesting is that they had the easiest schedule in front of them out of everybody. In fact, it was so easy that the only team that could trip them up that they were saying after week 1 was Florida State. And Northern Illinois goes in there and just hammers them. And that was supposed to be a 98% win for for Notre Dame. So they still have an easy schedule. Now it's going to be really hard to make a case. So every game they have to play has to be style points, and they have to win by at least 40 points to make a convincing argument to be in the playoffs. So I'm starting today. They have to make this case, so I'm going to get on the bandwagon. Notre Dame to win the game, and Notre Dame to cover -10. So let's lock it in. Notre Dame -10. All right. Next up. And this is one of those teams I was telling you about. Texas A&M at Florida. Billy Napier's seat is getting really hot. Part of the whole entire Ed Orgeron effect when he got fired. Billy Napier, they wanted to grab a coach, and Billy Napier was like, hey, look, LSU's kind of looking at me over here. I'm over here at, the Raging Cajuns. And Florida's like, oh, no, we can't have Billy Napier, go to LSU. We have to grab him. So they grabbed him. Now they're kind of like, man, we should just let them go to LSU. LSU was like, we were never really looking at him. You got stuck with him now. And he had a lot of success at the Raging Cajuns. Don't get me wrong. He put them on the map. But there's a big difference between University of Lafayette and the SEC of Florida. And Florida is a lot like every other SEC team. They expect national championships every single year. Ask Texas A&M and how they felt about Jimbo Fisher not producing. That's kind of how Florida is also. So, Texas A&M is -3.5. Florida is still trying to find Florida. This is going to be a very close game. And this game could go either way. I tell you what, now that I'm thinking about this and talking about this, I've already made my pick. I've already locked in my picks for this week. And who I picked was Texas A&M -3.5. I think this game can go really either way. It's going to probably be a very wet game because we got Hurricane Francine and we got all this weather coming and everything else that might still be lingering. But Texas A&M, they have to produce, and so does Florida. So if you want to fade this game, you can fade it. I've already made my pick, so I'm just going to go ahead and put down my pick. But now that I'm thinking about it, I should not even put this on the board. But I think Texas A&M is going to win this game. I think Texas A&M is going to cover this game. But I think it's going to be very close on the point spread. So if you just want to take Texas A&M on the money line, you can do that. Or you can just fade this game altogether and not pick it at all. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Texas A&M to win it at the fourth quarter with the last 2 minutes left. So let's lock it in. Okay, I got about 10 more minutes left on my video time, so I better hurry up. All right, next up is UAB at Arkansas, -24.5. UAB is a really good team. I can't remember who I picked on this. It's been a couple of days since I made my pick, and I got tied up with hurricane prep to figure out who I picked with this Arkansas game. I think I know who I went with. So UAB is a really good school, but they're a very small school. But don't let that fool you. Arkansas is a really great team this year. They had a great game against, I want to say it was Oklahoma State that they played, and it was a very close game. It's at 3:15 p.m. I'm really not going to break this down too much. I had a whole bunch of notes and I can't find them about this game. But I went with UAB plus 25.5. I looked for Arkansas to win the game, but I looked for UAB, to have the points and to keep on going. UAB is going to at least score 14 points in this game. And I don't see Arkansas scoring 40 points in this. So I looked for UAB plus 24.5, but Arkansas to win the game. All right, there we go. We got it locked in. All right, we got two more. So UTSA at Texas, 6 p.m. ESPN. Over under is 54.5. Texas is like 50 in this game. I think last time I checked, or minus 45. It's something completely insane. And the over-under didn't change. It's still 54.5. For Texas to be like at negative 50, minus 45, you think this over-under would be sitting around 60, 70. I think this is a complete mistake. Texas is obviously going to win this game. Arch Manning is going to be playing as quarterback probably in the second half. Quinn Ewers is going to probably start in the first 2 quarters, and then it's going to go to Arch Manning. Look for them to run a couple exotic plays and everything else, but look for Texas to just wipe off UTSA. Maybe score. UTSA is going to score maybe about 14 points, 7 points, something like that. Texas is going to have at least 45 points in this game, at least. So I definitely like the over in this game. I look for UTSA to score a lot of points in garbage time when they have the Towel Boys and the Water Boys playing in the fourth quarter. So let's go ahead and lock it in. The UTSA at Texas game over at 54.5. So lock it in. And I kind of like the over and unders because you're rooting for both teams to score, and it's exciting. You're screaming, you're like, come on, let's go UTSA. And then all of a sudden you're screaming, let's go Texas. And then, if you're like at a sports bar or something, people are looking at you like, who are you going for? You're going for both teams? And you're like, I'm going for the over. I'm on touchdowns, It's kind of funny. Anyway, Kent State at Tennessee. And if you guys got to look up who Kent State is, they are a pretty good team. Don't get me wrong. They have some seasons that they do really well, and some seasons you're like, who? Is that a high school team? Sister Mary the Poor? Who? But Kent State, they're a great team. It just all depends. Tennessee's ranked number 8 right now. Number 7 just depends on who you're looking at the polls. 6:45 p.m. Can't spend a lot of time on this. Only got about 5 minutes left of video time before I completely lose everything. So let's just go ahead and make the pick. Tennessee, they're going to score a lot of points. I don't see Tennessee scoring 50 points in this game and Kent State not scoring anything. I think this is an overreach. I think this is a little bit of a gift. So we're going to take Kent State plus 48.5 points. Tennessee is obviously going to win the game, but look for Kent State once again to score points in garbage time. And so we're going to take the points, and we're going to go with Kent State and Tennessee to win the game, but we're going to take those points, 48.5. Look for Kent State to at least get 10, so that's going to be around 58, 59, 60 total points for Kent State altogether. So I really like that. Let's lock it in and go. All right, I know that was pretty bad. I can't write because I have the craps table right there, so I can't keep on writing. So I know I'm sorry, that's really bad handwriting, but hey, look, just deal with it. Kent plus 48.5, and let's go with it. That's what happens when you have to write with just 2 fingers. Anyway, so that's who we like. LSU minus 7, Michigan minus 23.5, Notre Dame minus 10, Texas A&M minus 3.5, UAB plus 24.5. Over 54.5 on the Texas game. Kent State plus 48.5. All right, let's get to the parlay. All right, LSU you can put in there. This is just for money line bets. I get this every year, and guys, it's money line bets. Money line bets. Okay? Stop sending me comments on you didn't put down the point spread. It's money line bets. Okay. I'm getting off my soapbox. LSU, you can put LSU on there if you want to or not. I explained the reason why I like them because of game day and what's going on with them. I look for LSU to at least win the game if they don't cover. Michigan, Oregon, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Texas A&M, you can fade in or out depending on how you feel about that Florida game. Like I said, it can go either way. Ole Miss and Georgia. In fact, just go ahead and phase out Texas A&M. Put $5 on this game, you're going to get back about $15. You can put gas in your car. That will pay for the gas to go to the casino to pick up all your winnings on your sports bets. And let's just go from there. So, No Sevens is going for the home run right here. We're We got plenty of teams. We got 7 teams we're betting on. Normally we bet on 4. So let's just see how we do, guys. I really look forward to a great week 3. This is a super deciding week 3 because if I don't win this week, it's all up to week 4. So lots is riding on this week because I was not here for week 2, and we want to keep up the streak of winning all 3 months. We did it in 22 and 23, and we got to do it in 24. So guys, I appreciate everything. I'm going to go get prepared for this hurricane because I'm getting tornado watches and flood watches on my phone like crazy. So I'm going to go hunker down. I'll talk to you on week 4, and I'll see you on the flip side.